This is what we have been waiting for down in Miami. The recent play of youngster Kel'el Ware has taken leaps and bounds in just the last few weeks. I'm here to break down the fueling to this play and how it has transformed this Miami Heat organization going forward. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Heat Digest, but first, please do remember, scroll down and click that subscribe button, as nearly 90% of you guys watching this video are not currently subscribed. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys, but now let's get to it and break down the breakout we have all been waiting for, as Kel'el Ware has been the focal point of this Miami Heat team for all the wrong reasons up to this point in his career. It's always, we know he can do more. We know he can do more. We know he can be the biggest piece to the puzzle in Miami. We know he can be a dominant center who's grabbing 10 to 15 plus rebounds a game while scoring at will with just layups, dunks, and putbacks. And we hadn't seen any of that. And there's been just the begging. Please, Kel'el, figure it out. Be a part of this team. Answer the call-outs. We've heard it from Erik Spoelstra more than once. We've heard it from Pat Riley. We've heard it from teammates. They've all reestablished over and over and over again the faith and the overall just confidence they have in Kel'el Ware. But yet we had not seen it yet, and at least in a consistent basis. Over the last 8 games, Kel'el Ware has shown up and showed out. Over the last 8 games, he's averaging 15.9 points. Let's call it 16. 15 rebounds, 1.5 blocks, 1 steals, while shooting 55.5% from the field, 50% from 3, 86.5% from the free throw line, while playing just under 30 minutes of ball. This is exactly what we have been waiting for. Kel'el Ware is establishing himself not only as a good young player, but someone who can be flat out dominant in this league, whether he's 22 years old or 32 years old. Kel'el Ware has the ability to go out there and simply dominate. If you look at his last, 5 games. Last game against Dallas, 20 points, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks. The game prior against Philly, 20 points, 16 rebounds, 2 steals against Philadelphia. The game prior in Chicago, 20 points, 14 boards, 2 steals. And then the game against Golden State, where it was choppy, it was ugly. Miami should have won by a landslide because they didn't have any of their star players in Butler, Draymond, Curry. Kel'el Ware, despite not having the offensive rhythm going like the rest of this Miami Heat team, what did he do? He played his role. 7 points. Who cares? He had 16 rebounds, and it doesn't end there. If you go back to that final game against New York, 16 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Kel'el Ware has figured it out. And these games are playing alongside Bam Adebayo. We all know Bam went down with the toe sprain against the Denver Nuggets, and there was an immediate smack of that red emergency button, like on the president's desk. We need Kel'el Ware. We need someone. We need a big man to enter Bam's spot and fill the role until he gets back. And we need the ability to rebound to maintain. We need the defense to maintain. And we need someone to replicate what Bam has done up to this point until he returns. And obviously that's a massive ask. But if a sophomore in Kel'el Ware can go out there and just do half of what Bam was doing and play good defense and rebound at a high level, forget scoring, just be the anchor defensively and rebound the basketball at the greatest level you can, things will be okay. The Miami Heat got through those games without Bam Adebayo, and Kel'el Ware wasn't exactly what we were all hoping. Bam Adebayo returns, he plays a game or two, and then something clicks, and the overall just feeling of a connection between these two players and playing alongside one another and just having the ability to play off of one another entirely flipped the script. And it's like a connection we haven't seen before in Kel'el Ware's young career, and really, for the matter, Bam Adebayo's career, as he hasn't had another big man, a solidified, real, daunting center like Kel'el Ware to play alongside, and things are clicking like we could not imagine. Obviously, the Miami Heat are winning games, but statistically, Kel'el Ware is producing at a level that looks like he is undeniable and uncontrollable. The last 5 games, all wins for Miami. Mind you, Kel'el Ware is dominating in all of those games. And Bam Adebayo, like we've mentioned earlier in this video, has gone on to praise Kel'el Ware and what he has gone out to do to correct himself and continue to accept the challenge night in and night out, despite being called out by Erik Spoelstra ad nauseum through training camp, through the preseason games, through the early parts of the regular season, dating back to last regular season when Kel'el Ware was still a rookie and being called out, and Pat Riley calling him out, and Bam Adebayo never just denying him and never leaving him in the dust, and just being there to be the role model, being there to be the guy that is going to continue to help this young man learn and become a real professional basketball player and learn how to do it at a high level. And we couldn't have asked more from Bam, but even Kel'el himself. We asked a lot from Kel'el Ware, and he has answered the call undoubtedly over the last 8 games and specifically over the last 5, as he has been simply dominant for this Miami Heat team. We have a few quotes we're going to break down, including one from Bam Adebayo as well as one from head coach Erik Spoelstra, and finally, what I believe was the light to really the fuel, if you will. It felt like Udonis Haslem, out of all people, was the guy who set Kel'el Ware on fire, and we'll get to that in just a second. This is Bam on the recent emotion Kel'el Ware is playing with. This is another thing I should have pointed out before we got to the quotes. If you watch that Dallas game, I have never in my life watched Kel'el Ware with that much intensity, with that much emotion, that much just charisma, if you will, against Dallas. Kel'el Ware obviously had 20 points, 18 boards, and 3 blocks. But in the moment, in the game, once he was playing, like finishing and ones, grabbing big rebounds, blocking big shots, he was turning to the bench and letting everyone know that he was the guy. And no one was questioning it. Everyone was on board. Everyone loved it. It felt infectious. Even as someone who's watching from home and not in the Kaseya Center, it was great energy. It was something that I hope to see every single game from here on out from Kel'el Ware and the rest of this Miami Heat team. Obviously, Kel'el goes on to mention how Tyler Herro's return had something to do with that and having a bit more of a spark and a bit more of a little, something to go off of. But that is huge. It's something we didn't see in his rookie year. It's something we didn't see in the training camp or the early part in the preseason for Miami. This is real. This is raw emotion, and this is a competitor that is learning how to be great, and this is going to really transform this Miami Heat team going forward. So again, Bam Adebayo on Kel'el Ware and the energy he's been playing with. Man, I'm gassing him up. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Being able to see what he's doing, I'm truly proud of him. It might not be 20 and 18 every night, but the impact now doesn't matter if it's 7 points. You feel his impact now. And that's the end of the quote from Bam Adebayo and how much he's enjoying playing with Kel'el Ware, just alongside Kel'el Ware. And then we get quotes from Spo on Kel'el Ware again. Quote, "We appreciate how Kel'el Ware walks in the building every day. He takes coaching good or bad. He wants to be better for this team. But he's stacking up solid days. These days are contributing to winning. The way he's rebounding, that's earning more playing time." And that's the end of the quote from Erik Spoelstra. And this is exactly what we have alluded to earlier. Erik Spoelstra has called out Kel'el Ware over and over and over again. And he's given him constructive criticism. We've called it out on this channel multiple times, and how Kel'el Ware has done nothing short of accept the challenge every single time. And now he's not only is he producing and he's accepting the challenge, but he's going out there and he's being productive in the sense that is it just 10 and 20 every night or 15 to 20, whatever, between points and rebounds every game with a negative plus minus. No, that is not the case. You guys remember earlier in the season, I think it was right when Bam Adebayo went down, Kel'el Ware had like a 18 to 20 point per game with 15 to 18 rebounds, and he had a negative plus minus by like 15 to 20. He had one of the worst average plus minuses in the sense of a minus per game in the entirety of the league, and he was starting at center with Bam out for the majority of that time. How does that happen? How does that happen? Someone who is as big in the sense of being 9 feet tall with a wingspan that feels like it never ends. How does that man have a negative plus minus every time he steps on the floor? Well, things have changed drastically, and playing next to Bam Adebayo has definitely helped him, but still, the idea is the same. He got called out multiple times, not only from Erik Spoelstra, not only from Bam, not only from Pat Riley, but Udonis Haslem, the OG. And he I don't know if, or actually it was Kel'el Ware who posted these clips or this clip, I should say, of the messages. And he gets called out by Udonis Haslem in the sense of rebounding. And where is the pride when it comes to rebounding? You are the rebounder. You're 9 feet tall. You have more of an advantage jumping and grabbing rebounds because of a wingspan and overall length than anyone else on the floor, outside of maybe Wembanyama. And we've seen you play well against him. What are we doing? Take some pride in it. Let's go. What are we doing? And guess what happened? Kel'el Ware answered the call, and now he's a problem, and he is going to be a problem for the rest of the year, bearing injuries, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Here's the last quote we're going to address, and this one is from Kel'el Ware himself about the text he got from Udonis Haslem and how he was more than willing to accept the challenge. UD reaching out. He's one of the people that hangs his hat on rebounds. Hearing that he wants me to be better is motivation for me to go and box out more and getting better at that. And that is the end of the quote from Kel'el Ware. I apologize, the font is in like 2 size. I can't read it. But the idea is the same. Kel'el Ware gets called out. He answers the call, and this one feels real. It feels more impactful than the Eric Spoelstra, than the Pat Riley, than the Bam Adebayo callouts. Udonis Haslem has a way of getting his point across because he is the OG, and he knows what to say and how to say it. He's been there for a long time, and because of these callouts, it's real. And now Kel'el Ware is simply dominating for this Heat team. Let me know, has this been the biggest improvement this season for the Miami Heat, or is it a mix of just a collection of talent they have in Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and the rest of these guys? I'll see you guys on the next episode of Heat Digest. Thank you guys for watching.